Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, we got a shocking example of Romanian courage or craziness or stupidity, however you want to interpret it based on your affiliations. And we have here a Romanian lawmaker yelling during a parliamentary session, "Glory to Russia." So this lawmaker, her name is Șoșoacă, and she's a woman. Nah, that's not good. She made some statements in the past, and I don't remember if I did or not cover one of her speeches where she was requesting Romanian territories that currently are in Ukraine. And again, that's a, however you want to call it, courageous, ignorant, stupid, fantastic move or not. Now, if you look at the historical facts and events, you might find that she was asking, I think, for a few former territories of Romania that currently are in Ukraine, taken by Stalin, by the Soviet Union, but never given back. And she was not very welcome with her statements and requests. Now, let's see how she's received after this, how should I put it, action in the parliament. So I have this article coming from, shockingly, Ukrainska Pravda, maybe not that shockingly, but anyway. This is the woman, and they use the same picture, and they used it in the other article that I covered. I don't know if I covered, but let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is where she says, Romanian lawmaker Șoșoacă yells, and I'm quoting, "Glory to Moscow," end quote, in parliamentary session. This comes from the New Voice of Ukraine from today, April 23rd, 2023. And you see the picture they used. Now, the other article that I can't remember if I covered it, it was the same picture, the New Voice of Ukraine, March 24th, 2023. Ukraine calls for sanctions on Romanian Senator, the same one, who says part of Ukraine should be annexed. And she's talking about the same person, right here. Șoșoacă submitted a bill that proposes to denounce the agreement on good neighborliness and cooperation between Bucharest and Kiev. In particular, the senator said Romania should annex, and I'm quoting, the territories that historically belonged to Romania, namely Northern Bucovina, Herța, Bujac, Cagul, Bolgrad, Ismail, historical Maramureș, and Zmini, Snake Island. And I would go with the Republic of Moldova, which was also taken in the same swap by Mr. Stalin. Now, this is the old one, okay? And this is the new article here where she says, well, she yelled, and I'm quoting again, "Glory to Moscow," end quote. So let's see what she did. According to the outlet, the statement came after the senator experienced technical troubles and jibes from fellow lawmakers during a parliamentary meeting. Șoșoacă, who had approached a microphone to speak to her colleagues, could not locate the agenda or documents on her laptop that was set to be discussed, prompting one senator to comment that her VPN must be broken, seeing as it must have been set, and I'm quoting, "on the Moscow regime and therefore not working." So, they just attack her with that. Likely poking fun of the senator's known connection to the regime of Russian dictator Vladimir Putin. Known connections. Probably he met him, and that's why that's a connection right there. So so everybody who met Putin in any kind of capacity is his connection. This prompted Șoșoacă to call back that she was logging into the parliamentary Wi-Fi network. A VPN set to Russia on her laptop therefore would mean that, and I'm quoting, "this chamber is directly connected with Putin and has Moscow's VPN," the senator exclaimed. Yeah, which is right. She tried to be logical with idiots. She said, well, I'm trying to go to the parliamentary Wi-Fi, and if you say that's the Moscow VPN, that means I'm blah, blah, blah. And I'm quoting, So the Senate has betrayed us. It's Putin's Senate. This is Putin's laptop with Putin's VPN, with Putin's Wi-Fi. Glory to Moscow. She fumed, end quote. So she was just showing how ridiculous those accusations. They say, well, they just poked to have fun. Well, I think her answer was also poked to have fun at these guys. So yeah, very, very, very interesting. Now that, if you take it at, how should I put it, sarcasm or making fun, I just what it is. On the other hand, it's a private person, and the other guy says accused her of being, that's Putin's VPN. She did not attack, they attacked. And then she answers, okay then, if my VPN is attached to that, through your chamber's Wi-Fi and all that, then okay, everything is Putin's now, this, so why not? And she said what she said. I thought, I didn't read the article before I started this video, I thought that she would just definitely be coming in front of everybody and be so crazy, let's put it this way, which, it's her, I think, right to support whatever she thinks she supports, even though people might say, well, it's a criminal, that's criminal, they invaded this and that. Okay, well, that remains to be seen by a court, right, of justice. But she did it just to mock the other weasels who, obviously, the same thing happens here. If you have a different take on something that you should not have a different take, then they try to poke, make you claim, like these guys, her connections. I would like to know what kind of connection she's got. And I'm assuming based on past statements from, and experience, that probably 98% she is just went to Moscow, shook hands with him, and oh my God, there's the connection. Remember, Olaf Scholz went to Moscow, Macron went to Moscow, a lot of people met him, even Joe Biden met him. So you know what I mean? You need more to say that's his connection or her connection. Even now, Macron calls Putin when we know that he's a war criminal, right? So wouldn't that imply that that's his connection and so on? But you see, you deal with people. I think that all was done as a, a jab, but half, how should I put it? When you make a joke and it has a, neutral intent. I'm not trying to do it in a sarcastic way. You can feel it, and it seems like the guy who called her, hey, that's Putin's tralala, Putin's VPN and all. I think that was, not a neutral. I think it was just a, yeah, I want to do this to you. So she fought back, and she said, okay, you want it? Let's push it further. Now the Ukrainians, even if a dog would bark and something that would sound as support for Putin, I think they would put down the dog. That's how, to the extreme, these guys will go. But anyway, this reminds me of the communist times when you had to applaud the speeches of Ceausescu, when you had to show also that you are very excited. You had to show excitement. You didn't have only to stand up, which was bad enough. You had to show up. Secondly, you have to listen. You couldn't leave early. Third, you had to applaud. Fourthly, you had to stand up and applaud. And then lastly, you have to show a lot of enthusiasm, a lot. Because the dose of enthusiasm that your facial expression, your body language showed, that could have been interpreted. So you had to be, all right, so, you just app. The same here. As I said, if you hear a dog saying, or a beggar being angry, you say, fucking those guys on that, and you say the wrong name, even in that context, you're done. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but things were pushed to that extreme. It is what it is, my friends. You make, she's a senator. She represents the people. Biden sends billions to a country without asking me. And this woman said something in a, how should I put it, ridiculous, joke, swap against another guy who first attacked in the same manner. And anyway, idiotic. And your New Voice of Ukraine came with that title as if she just came in front of the house and she said what she said. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on here? And now I find out, well, it's just idiots against, idiots, let's put it this way. But anyway, they are very sensitive to that. The first article, the one from March, I think is much more important than this one. And the first article doesn't play Putin's script. It plays historical script. And believe me, a lot of Romanians think like that. A lot of don't, because they don't know history, that's why. And that's what you do. You erase the past by controlling the present. Therefore, you're going to control the future, because people in the future will not know what happened in the past. Why? Because it was altered by the present. That's what it is. If I'm in power right now, take care of the past. In the future, my people will vote without knowing anything about it. Because I guarantee that if you speak with the younger generation, which I would go, let's say 20 years old and lower, maybe 25, or maybe I can push it to 30 years of age, and I asked them, why do you think she would say such a thing about Northern Bukovina, Herza, Ismail and all that, and Snake Island? I'm almost guaranteeing you that maybe 98% of them would say, I don't know, she's just an idiot, because they would not know the historical facts. They would not know that belonged to Romania. They do not know that was taken by Stalin through an order, ultimatum in 1940, and so on. So, yeah, that's how you erase the past with the power of the present. Therefore, the future, which is today, people would not know why that woman would have said that. All right? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.